As Southeast Asia's largest archipelago nation begins to equip its frigates with Chinese fighter jets, an unrepaired crack is quietly appearing in the U.S. military's carefully constructed Pacific defenses. Russia's satellite news agency and the U.S. news agency Reuters have reported that Indonesia's Deputy Defense Minister Muhammad Hrindra confirmed that the country, which has more than 17,000 islands, is evaluating the feasibility of purchasing China's J-10 fighter jets and also plans to introduce Chinese-made ships and frigates. Behind this strategic shift is Indonesia's consideration of balancing the establishment of a modern combat capability with the cost-effectiveness of its defense budget, and it could become a historic pivot point for prying the strategic landscape of the Pacific. The reality of Indonesia's Air Force is in stark contrast to its strategic needs. It is still dominated by 33 US-made F-16s and 16 Russian Su-30s, which have been in service for an average of 20 years. The archipelago, which straddles the equator and spans more than 5,000 kilometers from east to west, faces the dual challenge of separatist militancy in Papua province and the defense of territory 3,600 kilometers away. The air power of the neighboring countries constitutes an all-round pressure. The Philippines to the east is equipped with South Korea's F-50 light fighters. To the west, Singapore deploys F-16, F-15 and even F-35 stealth fighters. To the north, Vietnam has a fleet of Su-27, 30s. Thailand is equipped with James 39 Eagle Lions, and to the south, Australia is equipped with a fleet of F-18s and F-35s. Indonesia needs the versatility of the J-10, a large combat radius of more than 3,000 kilometers, battle-tested homeland air defense capability, and reliable sea-to-ground strike effectiveness. In the India-Pakistan conflict in 2024, the Pakistan Air Force drove the J-10 with PL-15 missiles and achieved the amazing battle record of shooting down many Indian Rafale fighters with zero loss of its own. This battlefield test has completely overturned the pattern of international military trade market. Military expert Zhang Zufeng demystified its technical advantages. Special stealth design reduces the radar reflection area by an order of magnitude. Active phased array radar detection distance reaches more than 300 kilometers. PL-15E missiles equipped to realize the combat effectiveness of enemy discovery, enemy fire first. More Indonesia is moved by the price system. The unit price of about $60 million of the J-10 is only one-third of the French, Rafale, and China to provide a full set of services, including the construction of maintenance centers, ground training, systematic combat solutions. This kind of cost-effective family bucket on the limited military expenditure of Indonesia can be called a fatal temptation. The modernization needs of Indonesia's navy are equally urgent. This coastline of 54,716 kilometers of the country, the main ship is still two 2,400-ton and four 1,600-ton frigates. The overall level is only equivalent to China's 053H3 type frigates. 2023 at a cost of $1.27 billion to purchase the two Italian Pipia-class patrol ships, although boasts a 5,800-ton displacement. The actual combat capability is disappointing. Equipped with a 16-unit Patat system, not equipped with anti-ship missiles, radar detection, and the ability to detect the enemy's presence in the sea. Equipped with anti-ship missiles, radar detection capability is weak. On the contrary, China's 054, a frigate, less than half the price of the Italian ship to provide 32 units of general-purpose Patat tube system, equipped with 500 gallium nitride T, or module rectangular active phased array radar detection range of more than 100 kilometers. Anti-ship, anti-submarine capabilities of the overall balance. The 338-day continuous cruising record set by this type of ship in the Gulf of Aden is a perfect proof of the reliability and durability of Chinese ships. The arms trade is a geopolitical barometer. Indonesia's diversified equipment strategy of owning Russian-made Su-30s, American-made F-15Xs, and French-made Rafales is actually the survival wisdom of a small country in a big country game. When 4 of the 5 permanent countries in the Indonesian army weapons coexist, any regional conflict will involve a number of strategic nerves. This multilateral betting, defense strategy, so that Indonesia's decision to purchase Chinese equipment more strategic depth. Last November, Indonesian President Prabowo visited China. The two sides' joint statement emphasized to carry out a wider range, broader areas, deeper level of security cooperation. In April this year launched the first round of China-Indonesia 2+2 ministerial dialogue. More defense cooperation paved the way for institutional track. The game of chess in the Pacific is undergoing a profound restructuring. The U.S. military has long positioned Guam as the core of the second island chain, deploying B-2 bombers and nuclear submarines as a forward base. However, Defense News recently disclosed that the core project of Guam's defense system, the AN/TPY-6 radar, has been stalled due to technical bottlenecks. The direct cause is China's implementation of gallium export controls. The radar-necessary gallium nitride material 80% of the production capacity in China, resulting in the U.S. missile interceptor production plummeted to 12 pieces per year. The face of saturation strikes a few defenseless. At the same time, Chinese naval vessels have been routinely deployed in the Aleutian Islands and Alaska, and Type 055 destroyers have advanced into the Tasman Sea east of Australia, disrupting the third island chain. The dilemma of the U.S. military's failure to organize an effective countermeasure. When the Shandong battle group approached Guam 600 kilometers away signaled a historic turn in the Pacific power balance. Indonesia's strategic location makes it the key to breaking the second island chain. The arc from North Maluku province to the Malacca Strait is the Golden Waterway, connecting the Pacific Ocean with the Indian Ocean. The strategic value of this sea area to China has been repeatedly emphasized as early as General Liu Huiqing's era. Controlling the Maluku Sea to Malacca route is equivalent to holding the lifeline to break through the second island chain. If Indonesia introduces J-10 fighters and 054 series frigates to build the air and sea combat system, the U.S. military defense line from Guam to Iwo Jima will be cut off. Indonesia's Air Force-based deployment of J-10 combat radius can cover the Darwin Naval Base in northern Australia. 054 frigate cruising in the Maluku Sea will be a direct threat to the U.S. and Australia's maritime supply lines. China's military exports are experiencing a historic leap from single-piece sales to system output. From Egypt, Pakistan and now Indonesia, China's high-end equipment export model has completed a qualitative leap. Military expert Han Dong pointed out today we provide not only fighter jets, but also contains drones, early warning aircraft, electronic warfare aircraft aviation combat system. This transformation stems from decades of technological accumulation, from J6, J7 to Dragon, to J10 China's warplane export history is a history of aviation industry evolution. 54 series frigates have been exported to Pakistan, Algeria, and other countries, and its modular design allows customers to choose to install different weapons systems according to demand. This flexibility is different from that of Western ships. The modular design of the 054 series frigates allows customers to install different weapon systems according to their needs, a flexibility that contrasts sharply with the bundled sales of Western ships. As the engines of the J10 roar at Jakarta's airbase, and the 054 frigate cruises the waters of the Natuna Islands, the balance of power in the Pacific has begun to tilt. A report by the U.S. Center for Naval Analyses shows that China's missile systems deployed on artificial islands in the South China Sea have a range that covers the waters east of Guam, and Indonesia's military turn will make the U.S. second island chain defense system a strategic gap. From the tactical level, China's warplanes and frigates into Indonesia, equivalent to Australia's backyard, to establish a forward observation post. From the strategic dimension, this means that the United States operated for 70 years of the Pacific Island chain system, is from the weakest link began to collapse. Historical twists and turns often begin with the seemingly small bite of the gears. Indonesia's choice of Chinese equipment is not only based on the rational calculation of cost effectiveness, but also a keen prediction of the reconstruction of regional power. When this equatorial archipelago weaves its own defense network with Chinese fighter jets and frigates, it has inadvertently become a pivot point for prying the pattern of the Pacific Ocean. In the morning sunshine of the Malacca Strait, the bow of the 054 frigate breaks the trajectory of the waves, perhaps outlining the historical curve of the disintegration of the second island chain. This is not a call for military confrontation, but a natural evolution of geopolitical logic.